The next notation that we're going to look at is inequality notation. So if you'll please go ahead and pause the video and jot these notes down, then we'll talk about it. Okay, welcome back. So inequality notation is the notation that you should be most familiar with from Algebra 1. And we're going to use the exact same examples that we used for interval notation. So I'm going to use -4, 0 will be here, and 7. And my graph, just to remind you, looks like this. Open dot at -4 and 7, and x is somewhere in between. So inequality notation, remember, when we're writing this type of notation, we're going to put x in the middle because it's in the middle of the two endpoints. My smallest endpoint is at -4, and my largest endpoint is at 7. I have open circles, so again, those are going to use these types of symbols. I'm going to use a less than or a greater than symbol. And -4 is less than x. X has to be bigger than -4, and x is also less than 7, so it's in between. So these would be the notations that you would use for inequality. Again, this is probably the one you're most familiar with from Algebra 1. And then the second example, remember we had -1 here, and then I put 0 over there, and this time we have a closed dot, starting at -1 and heading towards -infinity. Well, we don't really write -infinity in our inequality notation. We just say that x is either greater than or less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So we're going to have x, and what is its relationship to -1? Well, -1 is the end point, and x is getting smaller. So we need to say that it is less than or equal to, again, in order to match these symbols this time. So we have a less than or equal to because we have a closed dot. So this is your inequality notation.